Greetings, Captains, and welcome to this Explain 10 video. Today we're going to be taking a look at a recently released airport by Airworthy Designs, which is Pisco Airport. It's a regional airport in Peru, South America. And this airport is used mainly by the Peruvian Army. But apparently from 2012 to 2015, there was a project to build a new terminal to allow other airlines to land at this regional airport. So for this video, we're going to be taking a look at the 3D custom objects, textures and meshes, performance, and night lighting for this airport. So without further ado, let us begin. So if we examine the runway textures here at Pisco Airport, and by the way, the ICO code for this airport is Sierra Papa Sierra Oscar. As you can see, the runway textures are custom runway textures. They look pretty okay to me. The taxiways are equally well done. As you can see here, there's that bit of dirt right there. So there is quite a bit of detail put into making the runway and taxi textures. If we move up the view and start looking at this airport from sort of a helicopter view, if you will, while this is a very close recreation of the airport, this is of course photoreal scenery, as you can see. The one thing I don't like about it is the resolution. This is a very low resolution image of the surrounding area of the airport. The one thing I like that is done to an acceptable degree, I think, is the blending between the photo scenery and X-plane. So up until this is the dividing line here. This is the photoreal scenery, and this is X-plane. And from what you can see here on the screen is that the blend is quite acceptable. You don't see those lines, but this is not true for the entire airport. So if we move to the very end over there, you will see that this is not the case, and we'll take a look at that in a minute. As you can see as well, in this part of the airport, again, the blend is done quite nicely, so it blends perfectly with X-plane. And of course, this becomes more defined here, as you can see now. This is an area where it's not so very well done. Okay, so this is where it ends and X-plane starts. So right over here, it's done really immaculately, but right here, it's kind of, I think it's a bit hasty to leave the design in this way and to leave the mesh in this way, because I think it really takes a lot from the scenery and how convincing it is while in the air and as you come to approach the airport. But overall, as you can see from a distance, the airport looks nice. The surrounding area of the airport is a very close recreation of the real thing. I've examined real photos of the airport, and I can confirm that the actual airport looks very identical to what you see here. Too bad for these lines here. I'm not sure why they haven't done what they've done here over here, because this blends perfectly and this just kind of looks out of place. So I think this part was a little rushed in my opinion. Alright, so moving from textures and meshes to the actual airport building, as you can see, the actual terminal building is done immaculately. It is a faithful representation of the current terminal at Pisco Airport. The rooftop here it has that concrete look. It looks very good. The control tower here with the light, of course these are all custom lights. Looks very convincing. Again, the buildings themselves, the glass on the buildings, the reflection, the dirt here, The details on the taxiways and this apron area is very well done, as well as if we move over here and we look at the I guess this is the fuel tank, the fuel box, if you will. This is also done with a lot of attention to detail. The terminal itself actually is modeled, so if we move into the terminal, we'll see these canteen stands, whatever, coffee shops, donuts, and what have you. So definitely lots and lots of details. And you have the departure, I think, and arrival boards right here. Yeah, look at that. So again, a lot of work has been done to bring this airport to X-Plane, and in my opinion, it's the 3D custom objects used are very well done. They are optimized for performance. So let me actually bring up the frame rate counter here. So we're getting about 53 frames here, and we are in daylight, so we're getting the shadows on all the objects. So all in all, I think the 3D objects are done extremely well. The building themselves are very nicely done. The placement of the objects around the airport is very well done. So in terms of the 3D objects, I really give it a 10 out of 10. Job very well done. Now the surrounding area of the airport, I've taken a look at some of the Google maps, and this is actually a very faithful recreation of the airport surrounding. Now they are using OSM data, OpenStreetMaps data, for the surrounding area, but they do have some, I think, custom objects placed in there, like the stadium over here, and perhaps this area right over here, some of the stuff over there. So again, the OSM data adds a lot to serve this scenery, but what I personally don't like, again, which is becomes an issue, is the resolution of the photoreal imagery used in this airport. I think this is a really great airport, but I think more should have been done in terms of the photoreal scenery. Now, if you're unable to achieve high resolution imagery, I think it's better to just leave it off and just use the default X-Plane AutoGen and mesh. In my opinion, it's much better than having imagery of this quality, in my opinion. And as you can see here, again, the blend between land and sea isn't done very well. I like how this marina, if you will, looks like a marina to me. It's done quite nicely, but again, I think what really ruins the scenery for me is the blend between land and sea. That looks just absolutely terrible, in my opinion. Yeah. So we can take a look here and see. Okay, so one last thing before we conclude our video. Let's take a look at the custom lights, and let's change this to that's about good. All right, as you can see, all the lights are custom. Let me actually go back to the airport and take a look here. Yep, as you can see, the lights are all custom lights, and they look pretty convincing. They look pretty nice. Let me go ahead and turn off RTH. Okay, so now RTH is disabled, and it looks phenomenal. Those lights look absolutely gorgeous. So the night lighting, custom lighting used in and around this airport is outstanding. Even this area right over there, see that? That looks fantastic. That looks very nice, very convincing. So in terms of the custom lighting, I definitely give it a 10 out of 10. A nice airport to have. It's nice to see some sceneries for South America. There isn't really that many airports for South America. I do have one for Chile and a couple in Brazil. I think Rio de Janeiro is one that I have. But this adds to the collection of the South American airports, and I'm quite happy to see that the developers are starting to develop for South America. It's an area, I think, in the world that has a lot of very beautiful scenery and provides for some very interesting approaches, but it has been, I think, neglected. And it's really good to see now that people are actually building sceneries for X-Plane for this part of the world. As you can see, the night lighting, even in the surrounding area of the airport, looks extremely nice, very convincing. Again, degraded by this, low resolution photo scenery. But look at the airport itself; it looks gorgeous. Even the glow of the lights without RTH enabled looks absolutely fantastic. All right, captains. So here's my final remarks on the airport. On textures and meshes, I give it a 6 out of 10. In terms of the 3D objects, I give it a 10 out of 10. In terms of the night lighting, I give it a 10 out of 10. And in terms of performance, I give it again a 10 out of 10. So all in all, a good airport to have in your list of airports. It's a nice airport to fly to and from, and it's one of a very small collection of airports in this part of the world. Captains, I hope that this was an insightful video and useful for you if you're considering purchasing this airport scenery. It's available, of course, at the Future Game Shop. Until next time, please take care of yourselves and each other. I will see you all very soon. Bye-bye for now.